Hi everybody, it's me Vic. So I wanted to talk about Voicemod, Discord, and Wavelink 2.0. Now there's some plugins that I'm going to recommend installing for this. So let's look at our Stream Deck. I'm going to be using a Stream Deck Plus. This comes in more effective for me. I can show you what I'm working with, and what the end result is for it to look like this, minus this right here. I'm using IQ's IQ Link software for this to see what my readings are. But what we're going to do is start fresh on a canvas here, and you're going to need some plugins. So these plugins are going to be Voicemod, and once you create your account to sign into the marketplace for Elgato, you're going to open this in Stream Deck. You're also going to want to download BarRaider's Wind tools, and the reason why is because we're going to do the same thing that we're going to do in Discord for Windows as well. And then lastly, you're going to want to download the Discord plugin by Elgato and open this also in your Stream Deck. That way, if something goes strange in your Discord or in your Windows volume mixer, you can make sure that you can set it to those audios the way that you want by pushing a button, and not having to worry like, oh, something's not right, let me just push the button. Like it's supposed to be simple. So let's get started here, and I'll post the links in the video. All right, so first things first, me personally, I like multi-action switches because I like to toggle. So in this case for Discord, right, once you set up your Discord plugin, you're going to want to go to where it says set audio device. Now you can do this on a regular Stream Deck or a Stream Deck Plus. When I say regular, I'm including everything that's not a Stream Deck Plus because there's so many of them now. And we're going to select mode, and I'm going to select both. My input, I'm going to want it to be my microphone effects, and my output, I'm going to want it to be voice chat. Now this is Discord's plugin, so if I hit this button, it's going to have my Discord go to microphone effects and voice chat. Now I'm gonna actually, oh crap, I meant to minimize that, y'all. I'll be bringing it up again anyways when you see me toggling Voicemod with it. So we would do the same thing for those who have Voicemod, right? We would go to set both, and then we would actually select our microphone Voicemod virtual audio device. And then we would select our voice chat. And this is going to be if you're using Wavelink 2.0. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning Wavelink is because I use this for all my audio routing. It's whatever audio software that you have where your output is going. So, for example, if you don't have Wavelink, meaning you're not an Elgato Wavelink user, but you have a Stream Deck, right? Whatever your output device is, it could be your headphones. Most people don't usually have this going to their speakers, but if that's all that you have, then it would be your speakers, whatever your output device is. But if you are using Elgato's Wavelink 2.0, you're going to want that to go to voice chat, right? So I'm going to push the button right here, and you'll see that it highlights and it changes it to Voicemod. So if I wanted to toggle between them to change my voice and use a particular voice changer in Discord, I could, and then push of a button, it'll go back to normal. Now, this is taking up too much space on my screen, right? So that's when multi-action switches come in handy. So we would just recreate what we just did. To set audio device, we would go to both. And I'm going to put my microphone effects. I'm going to put voice chat. Now, if you prefer to just copy and paste and change it, you can, but you want to make sure that you're changing everything correctly. So take your time with it. So there's voice chat and Voicemod, and then over here, there is my microphone effects, right? So this eliminates me having to have two buttons when I can literally toggle between them. And we're going to pull this up here because I'm going to push the button, and you'll see it change on the software. Now, I don't have a way to set up my camera to see what I'm doing with my hands like I used to, because that area is occupied by a slider with the Stream Deck underneath, so I don't really have a lot of desk space on the edge to mount something anymore. But we push the button again, it's going to switch to Voicemod. We push the button again, it goes back to our microphone effects. And it's that simple. So I hope that made it simple when it comes to switching your audio input device and output device for Discord. Now we're going to talk about Windows, right? And this is where that BarRaider plugin that I had mentioned to download or install comes in handy, which again would be WinTools, right? So we already talked about the Discord one. Now we're talking about WinTools. And now Voicemod is really in case you want to customize like certain things for your soundboard or whatever. It comes in handy, but I'm not really too concerned about that one right now because that's more of a user customization. But if you are using Voicemod, then that plugin is going to come in extremely handy here because you can do a lot of cool things with it. All right, so we're going to look for BarRaider's WinTools. Now for WinTools, we're going to look for default audio device. Now it only lets you do playback and communication, right? So we can set that up. The thing is, it's going to be default playback device, because if we do communication device, that's going to be like our microphone. The thing is, it doesn't work the way Discord's does, where we can do an input and an output, right? It doesn't have it set up that way. So I always do it as default audio default device. So again, if you're not sure where to go, you're going to come here to BarRaider's plugin and you're going to look for default audio device. And I would just leave it right here. Now for this one, oh yeah, we should open up our volume mixer. I didn't realize that that was doing what it was doing, which would explain, I guess I must have muted it at some point, but okay. And I think that was because we were playing around with this over here. So I'm gonna leave the volume mixer right here. And what I'm gonna do is for my default device, I'm gonna want it to go to system. Now the next one that I'm gonna set up is going to be my microphone, which is a recording. And that's going to be a recording device. I'm going to put it as microphone effects, right? So you see how that's taking up 2. And then we're going to want to do the same thing with our Voicemod if we wanted Voicemod to be our default microphone. Now, let's go to default audio device. Playback, I'm gonna have mine as system because this is my main Windows audio device. And then I'm going to be dragging over for the switch in my microphone, which is my recording device. And I'm going to select Voicemod. Now let's pull up our volume mixer here. And what I am going to do is I'm going to toggle between the microphones, right? So you can see that as I'm switching these, it's changing my default microphone. But the reason why I do the toggle is because I always want my output device to be system. Now, we have 4 of these here, right? So what we would want to do is definitely a multi-action switch. Now, we already took the time creating these, but we're going to delete them, right? Because we're going to create another one. We're going to go in here, scroll all the way down to BarRaider's plugin, and we're looking again for the default audio device. So again, our playback is going to be system because that is going to be in our volume mixer, our output device. Now for me, I'm choosing system because again, I'm using Wavelink 2.0. If you don't have something like system, but you want it to toggle between your speakers and your headphones, you can actually do that. So if you have headphones and you'd rather it go to your headphones, then you would select your headphones. If you have speakers, then you would want it to go to your speakers. And that's if you're not using Wavelink 2.0. Now, the reason why I'm doing it with system is because in Wavelink, I already have something that toggles between these two for me. And that's entirely different. And we can talk about that too. As a matter of fact, we can definitely add that in this video. So again, I'm putting mine as system as my playback, and then my recording device, I'm gonna put microphone effects. I'm gonna go to option 2 on my switch. I'm gonna go to default audio device. I'm gonna make sure I choose system. And then I'm gonna go to default audio device. Here we go. And then actually we're gonna go to recording, right? Because we just built this up, and Voicemod. So now, when we push this button, you can see it change, and that system stays the same. Now, if you wanted to control Wavelink, right? I feel like I should maybe make this smaller. Drag it here so we can see this right here. And I am gonna go to, give me just a second, y'all. For this one, you would need to install the Wavelink plugin. So let me pull that up real quick here. Just open up another tab. And then we would just go to plugins. And we would just look for Wavelink right here. And we would install this one. Once it's installed, we're gonna look for device, right? And it's going to say toggle output. So for me, you can do both you can switch between them, monitor mix or stream mix. For my own hearing, I do it under monitor mix. If I wanted to hear what my stream heard, I would go to stream mix. I never play with stream mix because I control everything through OBS, and I tweak the audio the way that I want directly in OBS as opposed to my own monitor mix. So for me, I want to make sure that I'm toggling what I can and cannot hear. So I'm gonna be telling it I want it to switch from my headphones, which that's strange. It should be this one. And then I wanted to switch to my speakers. So as I toggle that button, it should switch between them. What I'm concerned about is that my headphones aren't there. Give me just a second, y'all. Okay, I had to stop charging my headphones just for it to see my headphones. But essentially what I would do is push this button, and as you look at the monitor mix right here, you're gonna see that it switches between my headphones and my speakers. So essentially what device I want to hear it through will do this, which is why I have my volume mixer toggling to system, so that way I can still hear what I want to hear between my headphones or my speakers. But that's why I use Wavelink for this, because everything else is configured the way that I want it. Anyway, I hope this has helped for those who wanted to do some customization when it comes to controlling a bit more on your audio, whether it's through Voicemod, through Wavelink 2.0, or directly through Windows using these plugins. Thank you for watching, everybody.